Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Yeah, I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of What a Horse. My buddy Jerry, a co-host, is in the hospital, so Marty Barr decided he would come and fill in for Jerry from Barr Studios. Now, I know y'all do a lot more than just horses. You do family portraits, you name it.
Weddings, any kind of event, we do it all.
Right there is the number, 615-586-3220. If you need a picture taken, call the man. If he can't, he's got a beautiful wife that will. So one of you will get you.
One of us will get you.
Well, I tell you what, since you're taking Jerry's place today, I'm gonna let you do Jerry's job. How's that?
All right, well, you guys stay right there and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome to where the 5 to 9 more than makes up for the 9 to 5. To where you check your troubles, along with your coat. And days are made, even at 10 at night. Welcome to the best time you've ever had, since the last time you were here. To old friends, new experiences, and forgotten cares. Welcome to where life moves at the speed of you. Welcome to Sam's Town Tunica Hotel and Gambling Hall by Boyd. Welcome to where you want to be.
Instead of telling you about an affordable communication service that will save you money for a rainy day, I'm going to let one of my clients from Columbia Dental Group tell you all about Host My Services.
You're not losing any service, your phone calls, you don't drop any calls, have any issues at all. They have the app where if you have an off-site person, they just have the app on their phone, they can use it from there. Like, you should definitely get a quote, because even buying a whole new phone system is cheaper than what you're going to pay for with Verizon or AT&T or anybody else through them. And the quality is great.
Just the customer service.
Customer service, I talked to him.
There's two things to remember when checking out Host My Communication Services. Number one is free analysis of your current communication costs. Number two is there's no capital outlay for the equipment. Two great reasons to call 931-581-4411 today and start saving for that rainy day.
People in Tennessee are starting a movement.
Ouch. Thank you.
To clean up the litter on our roadways. Litter hurts our environment and endangers wildlife, and it affects our quality of life.
Here, grab me. Thank you.
Help keep our state litter-free.
Let's roll!
Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and be a part of the solution to end littering.
Saving the best for last.
That's right. Nobody trashes Tennessee.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Welcome back. I do want to show one piece of jewelry that we've got that Giles made a special pendant. To me, that right there is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
But Giles, I've got since we are about sold out of all of Richard's jewelry. Giles Dunn and I got together, and we've got some different designs that we're going to start selling. We've got more horseshoe rings coming, different designs, but we've got that. We've got a beautiful bracelet, just a few items. So if anybody's looking, just give me a call and I will get with you on something special. This, everything that's going on now, I know that you're having to deal with it because of the new rule that's supposed to go into effect February the 21st. But this deal with Reimer being under investigation, I don't know whether it's going any place or not. I know that they've requested him to come in and testify.
One can always hope that eventually accountability will come to those who require accountability from others.
Or deserve it.
Yeah.
I like that word, deserve. But he's been dodging the bullet and everything. And Marty, I'm a firm believer, two rights do not make a wrong. I believe in the HPA, but I also believe that for 50 years, the only equine industry that has actually followed the HPA is the walking horse industry. And that's one of the reasons why everybody points a finger at us, is because we have reported and reported on the inspections, I'll put it like that, and inspected every horse before it was shown, exhibited, or sold. We're the only industry that actually did that and reported it. Now, the other equine industry is supposed to do the same thing, but they didn't. So now, with all this going on, they finally realized that nowhere in the Horse Protection Act does it say walking horse. No place. Now, outside that, it does, but in the Horse Protection Act itself, horses and horse is the only thing that it mentions. But as we've all said, that for years it's been used to inspect our horses.
I think the HPA is an absolutely essential part of our industry. But just like anything else, if you give the government long enough, they will pervert it to suit the means to their end.
Well,
and
that is the problem.
And unfortunately, Tennessee walking horse has been a pretty easy target.
Well, when you open your doors and let people come in anytime, it's just like back several years ago. Well, not that many years ago, the Channel 5 was invited to come in and video the inspections.
Yeah.
And the walking horse industry invited them in. Yeah, we want you to watch our horses being inspected, see how we inspect our horses. As soon as the government showed up and saw them in there videoing, they were escorted out. But what really, really irks me about this is since then, Channel 5, Channel 4, Channel 2, Fox News, CNN, none of them have even bothered to look at what actually happens to the walking horse. Now, they've turned their back on, and they were thrown out by our government because they didn't want them to see them videoing. Mm-hmm. That should have thrown a red flag up to me that something wasn't right.
Again, when you're the smallest show breed out there and the government has an agenda, they're going to pick one out.
And they're going to keep going.
We were the low-hanging fruit. We've done more than any other breed has done to try to comply with all this. And then on the other side, we've shot ourselves in the foot quite a few times. But again, two wrongs doesn't make a right. And right now, the HPA is such a mess. I don't know what'll fix it. Do you?
Well, I don't either. I know that everybody, we've got lawsuits going. We won 2 in Texas. The venue's going to stay the same. And the Humane Society was told they had no business in there. Of course, we still got other lawsuits. But with the change of administration, there's a lot of things going on now, and some people are pointing to one order that was given yesterday, but you and I talked about this, and the key word in this is consider. And you're going to consider.
This is not an order. This is a request
Right.
from the administration to the USDA to consider.
Right. I'm going to read it. Consist with application of law and subject to the exception described in paragraph 1, consider postponing for 60 days from the date of this memorandum the effective date for any rules that have been published in the Federal Registry or any rules that have been issued in any manner but have not taken effect. Consider. It doesn't say that they're going to do it. It says they're going to consider. And that's a question mark. Will they do it? And plus, they're only looking at 60 days. In my opinion, Mike Inman did the fast request for funding.
Right.
That's essential. We need the funding. We need to maintain the battle.
Oh, if we think this is over just because President Trump, who I completely support, is in office, then we're lying to ourselves.
I still believe it's through the court system.
Absolutely.
Is our best avenue for a clear future. I don't want to put a Band-Aid on a cut that needs 20 stitches. I want the 20 stitches or staples or whatever. I want it said and done. I want it over with. I don't want to wait and next year go through the same thing 6 months from now. If we can win our court battles, then we're going to be better off.
Well, I think Chase actually brought up a great point about this too. Even before you get to number 3 in this executive order, there are some questions of whether or not the position we're in even qualifies to be considered for this. So, and I know we've got lawyers working on that and trying to get answers for that. And I'm like everybody else, waiting on bated breath to kind of see where we truly stand, which seems to be always where we are. Where do we stand?
Well, I look at it like this, and you and I talked about this. You can tell an abused horse. They're not hard to find. I walk over and I open the stall door. My horse gonna walk up to me. Even my wingling, it'll come up. I mean, people need to realize that they need to look at what's going on and look at the facts and not what they're being told over to the left about something. If you want the truth, seek the truth.
Absolutely.
I learned a long time ago, if someone says something, and I've insulted some people by doing this, but that's just the way I am. If someone tells me something about a person that's just out of the whack, I'll ask the person, hey, did you do this? What are they going to do? They can say yes or no, but the fact that just believing everything you're told, that's like I had a guy call me and tell me, said, we're clear right now. President Trump gave an order. Well, here's the order, and no, we're not clear.
No, we're not clear.
You need to look and research and really, do I think it will help us? Yes.
Now, I think this is a big win in the making if we keep the foot on the gas.
Yeah, but we're still knee deep in the water, is the way I look at it.
We're looking at a request, and we're looking at something that the government's been building their case, or whatever they'd like to call it, for 30 years. I'm not sure how anybody can look at this and not keep pressing forward and think that everything's okay.
I think all of them have to do is one thing. Is
every breed. I'm not just talking
that's
Walking
fact. Every breed. And some of them are getting it. I've got a saddlebred a friend that's he's a fan of our show, and he watches, and he will call. He's very concerned
As
but
they
he
should
tells
be.
me some of the other people are not. And one of the things that really, and this really bothers me, and I know you're going to have to deal with this HPI thing. Now, I've talked to a couple that have been certified, and one of them even told me that was a joke. The video that they're using, there's no hands-on training. In other words, you're not standing there and they're showing you on a horse, they're showing you a video. Now, some of the videos were furnished by the Humane Society of the United States, which we know how one-sided they can be. One of the videos is a USDA video. One of them was Clancy's video. And they're training the HPI to inspect our horse through videos and questions. But here's the big one. And I've had a guy tell me, he said, well, the government's probably going to pay them real well to inspect these horses.
No.
Nope.
No. No.
You know how, that's up to you.
Yeah, the show manager is actually required to negotiate a rate with these people. This is not a set rate. It's not like when, HIOs come in, you know what you're paying. This is, and they can charge you whatever they like.
Yeah.
And you have to negotiate that price. Good luck. Good luck.
To me, it's a joke. It's kind of like I had a friend who talked to me on the phone. Now this is strictly a joke that I'm saying, but the friend asked the guys. He was a judge, and she says, well, she gave him 5 prominent names of people, all of them in the class. Said, who you gonna tie first? Now, my answer would have been whatever horse I think's the best. His answer was whoever buys my lunch. And that to me would go over to the HPI end of it. If they're inspecting, they're not government employees.
No, and heaven knows you couldn't put a price on that high enough to buy them.
That's it. So
God knows you couldn't.
I just don't understand how they can train someone to be an inspector with a video when for 50 years they, according to them, now I'm talking according to them, they haven't been able to train individuals with equine knowledge hand to hand. I mean, hands on a horse, they haven't been able to train them to be inspectors.
Well,
according to their own.
We have people that in HIOs that have been inspected horses for 20, 30 years that they now say aren't qualified.
Yeah.
So that, it's a subjective. There's that.
My question is this: who is the joke, or who is pulling whose leg? It seems like every time they do something, they shoot themselves in the foot. Well, we'll give you a second opinion. Oop, we shouldn't have done that. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, just to prove we're right, you can't show your horse back. Now, due process is coming in, and when due process comes in,
I think that's our absolute strongest pillar.
It's going to be celebration time. They can't turn you down the first day and say, well, you can't show no more. You can come back later that day. You can come back the next day. You can show your horses, which means more entries, more horses. Same thing for 3-day show. Same thing for your show. So I just think that the government, through their own inability to achieve the goals set for them by the Humane Society of the United States, they've shot themselves in the foot. Now that's what I hope. It's just unbelievable that we've gone through what we've gone through, and now they're saying that they're going to train people with a video when they couldn't train them hands-on.
It's if you've never worked around the government much, then this is not unique to the USDA. I mean, it's not. This is
This is
what happens when
I'm gonna tell you.
when the government runs the citizen instead of the citizen running the government.
Well, when you don't make people accountable.
Absolutely.
Which is why Reimer needs to testify to where they can ask him the questions to where he can either lie and get caught or tell the truth and get hung. Simple. Because he is the one that's on the chopping block, and the person that ordered him to do what he did needs to be in there too, and I think that's going to pop back to the Vilsack. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, he'll get a pardon.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
But I do have a video I want to show, very special video, but this is our walking horse and how it is treated and trusted by those of us who are closest to him. I want you to watch this. Now, they're doing a great job. But notice that the mama, she's not going to let her get behind that horse. But that horse just sitting there, and these kids, those are Jerry Williams' grandchildren. When I feed my horses biscuits, if they see me go get the biscuits, they're right there with me.
Oh, there's nothing more gentle than a Tennessee walking horse around a child. It's really kind of unique to watch.
You got that right there they're wanting to feed him biscuits too. and he loves them. That right there is one good horse.
There's a lot of beauty that goes on in these barns that nobody ever sees or talks.
All right. Just see, Camp Smile Mile. We're going to go to an auction. Because I've got a call I'm going to have to take. You talk about that. Let me call you right. That was a call from the attorney.
The attorney.
We'll get back with.
Maybe we need to take that one.
Well, we did. I'm gonna call him right back as soon as we get done. That was the coat auction at Camp Smile Mile. That is important.
Very important.
Very important. Go and bid on these horses, because that Camp Smile Mile is just special.
Childhood cancer is just. Who can't get behind that?
Hey, I'm always behind it. Now, here's something you're going to talk about, though, because the Penny Royal is no more.
It is no more.
Now we're going to Phoenix.
The Phoenix, it is.
How did you come up with that name?
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, that's all Jennifer.
Jennifer.
That's all Jennifer.
Well, you did good, Jennifer. I like that logo, too.
That's Jennifer's work, of course. Best graphic designer in the business. So, as you're seeing, our class sheet is out, and I don't think we're going to have to make maybe one more change to the class sheet, but that should be pretty much it. March 18th through the 22nd at Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington, Kentucky. The Phoenix we are in the process of finishing our 501c3 status, just waiting on that. We will be raising money for veterans causes, pretty much solely. Just being a disabled veteran myself, you're a veteran, and we have so many veterans around that need help. We really want to partner with people. Wounded Warriors is going to be one of our main focuses, but I also want to make sure that we've got reserves set aside for our local veterans here,
right,
and in our horse community to help them. Veterans do not like to ask for help.
That's right.
They do not like to ask for help.
I know a lot of them are like that.
And sometimes as a community, we have to actually reach out to them when we see that they're in trouble, when they see that they need help. And that's what I want the Phoenix to be about, is making sure that there's no veteran within the sound of our voices that doesn't have a place to get help.
Well, I will say this, if my late friend Bill Williams was still with us, he would be one of your major sponsors, because Wounded Warriors was his deal. Now, we're going to have to take a short pause for our sponsor, but we will be right back with some good video.
Today, right here in America. A shocking number of our neighbors are facing hunger. There is enough food to feed all of us, but still millions of people face hunger every year. And in Black, Latino, and Native American communities, the challenges run deeper and hit harder. It takes courage to ask for help. It takes all of us working together to make sure no one goes to bed hungry.
Feeding America is a nationwide network of 200 food banks and 60,000 meal programs. Together, we are the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization.
The Food Bank Network and our partners are hard at work in your community and thousands just like it, rescuing healthy food and keeping it from landfills, focusing on the hardest hit communities, making it easier for everyone to get the fresh food they need, and uniting a movement that will bring about lasting change. All of this makes a difference for our neighbors by providing more meals today and helping create a hunger-free tomorrow. But we can't end hunger without people like you. Join us. Visit www.feedingamerica.org to find your local food bank. Volunteer to help get meals to your neighbors. Raise your voice to advocate for stronger food assistance programs. And donate. Every dollar helps provide at least 10 meals. Together, we can create an America where no one is hungry. Together, we're feeding America.
Hey Tennessee, Ross Chastain here, the guy who likes to smash watermelons on the front stretch at Nashville Superspeedway. But you know what I never smash? Safety rules. Racing's all about control, and the same goes for life on the road. So use your melon and don't mix drinking and driving. It's like trying to race with a busted engine. Be a pit crew hero, and if you've had a few, pass the keys to a sober friend, because we're all racing toward a safer Tennessee, and we want you there at the finish line.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Welcome back. We are going to go and look, because in 2023, we covered the pennyroyal and live streamed it and did we had a lot of viewers that watched it, but y'all had a great show up there.
We did, and then in 24 we kind of revamped our format and actually moved to the Lexington, to the Kentucky Horse Park, where the Tennessee Walking Horse hasn't been in over 30 years. So the show just keeps growing and growing and growing. And
that's a good thing.
The support has just been unbelievable from both our community, WOA last year being a great partner for the Pennyroyal, and Pennyroyal Hospice, where they were a great partner, and through their need through the COVID and need to raise funds and stuff, it gave us an opportunity to really build something that I really think will be a mainstay going forward in the industry.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I really liked about it, and every now and then on video we could overhear it, but it was pretty cold, and the USDA did not want to be outside. So y'all brought them in, and the only place that they could be was right behind where we were broadcasting, which was, we could overhear a lot of conversations and a lot of comments. But
yeah, they've been to every show that we've done, and through the entire show, even last year, we're there all 3 days. I expect them to be there all 5 days this year. I welcome them, actually. I'll welcome them.
Hey,
come on, let me show you what our Tennessee Walking Horse is.
It does not, them coming to a show has never really bothered me.
Absolutely not.
Until they get out of whack. And I've watched them at shows to where you couldn't ask for anything better.
Absolutely.
But now I will say this. I have also noticed that their demeanor changes from show to show. And I made comments on how good one inspector was, and I made it on the show, and I got a phone call saying, Jerry, you got to be careful now, because if they think she ain't being mean enough or rough enough, they won't let her come to show. And the caller was right, that they have done that. And I've noticed that some shows that, especially multi-day shows, that you would have a certain granny that would be just ballistic, and the other inspectors not be nearly as bad, but the next day, the other inspectors would get tougher.
You know, and in the multi-day shows, you'll see this. And like last year with our 3-day show, they came in, they were with us the entire time. And I kind of have a theory. You put 500 horses in front of them in 3 days, they don't have time to mess with you. So we really haven't had any trouble with them. Our management is responsible for making sure your show has as little issue with the government as possible. If there's one thing that I could encourage every show manager out there to do, swallow your pride. This isn't about you. This is about our horses. This isn't about my ego. This isn't about an owner's ego. This is about making sure that our horses get a fair shake. And starting it off on a bad note will not get your horses a fair shake.
That's fact. That is a fact.
So if there's anything that I've learned through again last year, putting 500 horses in front of them in 3 days, is that I, as a show manager, don't control how it goes, but I can affect it quite a bit. I can affect it quite a bit. And
well, now,
if it doesn't go well, I can always go home and curse then. The cursing at them is not going to help me.
Well, I've noticed one thing too, Marty, and I'm sure you have, that they are more directed towards the pads of the horse than they are the flat shot horse.
They are, absolutely.
And that creates a problem too, especially when they start isolating them. And I see this at shows to where the inspections don't even out. In other words, they will inspect more padded than they will flat shot.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I haven't looked at those numbers specifically, but I would assume that's actually true.
Well, we videoed every inspection at the celebration one year, and we was even up on pedestals. We videoed them pointing out horses. We videoed them doing hand signals. And what the funniest video we showed was 2 VMOs standing there doing the swabbing and the eye scan, and then standing there and side by side, I don't know if they realized they do, but they were giving the same signals like they were cheering to the other inspectors. We videoed one and she was the one that we actually caught digging into the pocket to make a horse move on video when we first started being allowed. The state passed a law that allowed us to video. And she wanted their attention so bad that she walked over there and pointed back to the horse that she thought something was wrong with from swabbing. And you know as well as I do, they're not supposed to communicate. They're not supposed to, just like one inspector is not supposed to inspect a horse and then tell the other inspector what they found. However, we found at some to where they would have a little card and they'd have a square, just like this, lying straight up and then dividing it.
Right.
Right foot, left foot, right back, left back, and they would bark on the card to let them know what they found on which side and pass the card.
And you know, I think sometimes we get so focused on what they're doing
that we miss the picture.
That we forget what we're doing.
Yep.
And I'm guilty of it. I'm sure everybody's guilty of it. But you have to keep your focus.
Yeah. Well, see, our job was to video, and so by looking at them videos, I'd go back and I said, "My God." Well, tell you the best one that we ever did, and this was when Johnson was still.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in, it was equitation class. And boy, he was working hard on this equitation horse. And he noticed that people watching him were laughing. So he put the horse's foot down and walked over and asked one of the DQPs what was so funny. DQP said, "That's the equitation horses." So he just told the young lady that was standing there holding the horse, "Just go on." So, I mean, you see things at these shows that the people in the stands don't see, and especially if you're there to video the inspection process, it's sometimes it's very entertaining.
Yeah, I think at this point, Jerry, where we're at with all this, it's just, guys, make sure you bring a sound horse to the show.
That's it.
That's all we ask. Bring your horses to the show. We want you all there. Bring sound horses to the show.
Well, there's another thing. If you're not qualified to actually train a horse, don't bring one to the show.
Absolutely. It's
training these horses.
We know when a horse is nicked or has leave him home that weekend.
Yeah. Well, you can tell when I don't know. You can tell when they walk the cones. You can tell when they move. There was a.
You can help management out some.
No, that's right.
By not giving them so much to do.
Well, it'd be better. It would be a whole lot better. Just don't give the USDA anything to scrutinize us over.
I mean, they're going to try, and they're going to do what they do.
Yeah. Now they're very inventive.
But if our slate is clean, then we have nothing to fear.
Well, I think that's what's going to, in the end, they're going to look at our horses' feet, and they're going to see that they're clean. They're not going to be able to use a fill scar up around the knee,
right,
to turn a horse down.
I do think the procedural and I do think it's going to shake out into something that eventually can be objectively judged. It's going to take a while, and until then, we've got to be on our P's and Q's.
That's right.
It's just that simple.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a firm believer that the use of thermography and stuff like that, I feel like, hey, that should be used, but it needs to be, if you can't be in a 100% controlled area, you don't need to be using it when it's extremely cold and you're outside, in which I've seen them use, and I don't agree with that. I believe that when you're palpating a horse, you should palpate it the way you're supposed to.
Absolutely.
Not popping your thumb and not digging down in the pocket. I mean,
well, the problem is you're dealing with human beings, and most humans have an agenda.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of those agendas leak into places they really shouldn't be.
Well, if everybody does honestly.
Yeah.
And just like you said before the show, if you don't want the truth, don't ask me the question. Well, that's the way I believe too. Yeah. If you want it, you ask me, I can tell you. Now, here's something. We're fixing to go to some horses. I always do a Lane Leverett show every year, because Lane Leverett, you go out there and he has luncheons and everything. Sometimes I don't make them, but I love to go to Lane Leverett for one reason. I know when I go, he's going to be riding colts. I know when I go, he's going to be riding some good ones. Now, I'm going to tell everybody, you're not going to see all the good ones today. Cause he said, we don't want to put that on there. I said that. And he's right. He's got a couple out there just plumb good that he's very protective of right now, and I don't blame him. But let's go watch Lane Leverett for today. Lane, this is a 2-year-old Jimmy Choo?
Jimmy Choo out of a Jose mare.
Jose, all right.
2 for this year.
That Jimmy Choo is putting some good ones on the ground, I can tell you that.
Yes, sir, he is. His coat's really a real dark blue roan. He's kind of turned a little black looking this winter, but he's a true blue roan. Beautiful horse.
Well, I'll say this, I like the way he goes.
He does that gear behind, we like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. And Billy Gray used to say, if God will give him a rear end, I'll help him in the front.
That's right. There you go.
That horse got a good reach to him, too. Good timing.
Yeah.
That's what I like more than anything, Lane, is a horse that's got the timing working together.
Oh, it's a heck of a coat right here.
The more he's rode, the better he's going to get, Lane. Of course, you already know that.
This is a spring coat. About 90 days.
I do like that back end, but now I like that front end, too. Got you a good one there, no doubt about it. I tell you what, I like best about this Lane is it's not real fast, not real slow. He's got that real smooth, easy gait. But I tell you what, he's good.
Bad dude's what he is.
Got that right. I tell you what, I like that slow walk.
I do too. That's something there can dig his ass. It's a little slick out there is what he's doing.
Well, we've had all that snow, and now a lot of it's thawed out. It's getting warmer today. Now, right there is what you want. He's by Jimmy Choo out of a Jose mare.
Yes, sir.
I think you got his number. I tell you what, he's got a heck of a walk on him, Lane.
Yes, sir. It's a hell of a coat. This a green coat right here. This coat's been rode about 90 days. He's by Jose It Ain't So out of a Jazzman mare. It's one of the first ones we know of by Ain't So.
I was fixing to say, I ain't heard of too many by him.
You know, Jose It Ain't So's the only horse to ever beat I Am.
Yep.
That horse been good all his life. He still shows good today. RM shows him all the state classes.
Yeah, sure does. Oh, there's a nice coat here.
Oh, yeah, he'll get good here in a minute. Ride him around too.
A lot of people, when they work in these coats, they expect them to do wonders right off the bat. They're a whole lot better. And this is I Am Jose out of the Jazzman mare.
Yes, sir. Another spring coat coming along with it pretty good.
Just takes working and riding in the know-how, right?
That's it.
That's it.
You know what makes a good horse training? A good horse.
That makes sense. Eli sets a good seat. Like he does.
He does a good job. Good to see he works hard at it.
I like the fact that he sits up in that saddle. Well, I've seen two and I like two. Is that good?
That's pretty good.
This is an Honor stud coat, right?
Honor's out of a Jose mare. This coat's name is Honor Walk.
Honor Walk.
Y'all can mark it on the wall. This is a future world grand champion right here one day. He's green as grass, but now he's got the talent.
You can tell that. Look at that back end. Got that head up in there. I like a horse that carries that head up.
This is a full brother to the coat Clay Sanderson shows, the Chief.
The Chief. He's a 2 for this year?
Yes, sir.
All right. 2025 2-year-old. All right, this is another 2-year-old. Stud?
Stud, Justified Honors out of a Jubilee's Encore mare.
Jubilee's Encore?
Prize Jubilee Encore. You know the Alan Callaway's world grand champion.
That has to be an old mare.
That is, got to be.
Jubilee, I believe, was reserved the year before.
That's right.
With Bill Bobo, and then won it with
Alan Callaway.
And now we've got one of his offsprings through the mare division. Boy, he's compact, ain't he?
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, Wayne, that's you might want to enter him in the trainership.
Yeah, he'll be ready.
Looks like he's just about there knocking on the back door right now.
Come on now.
Bring me in. Right there, it's plumb nice.
Good coat right here.
Justified Honors.
Out of an Encore mare.
Out of an Encore mare. Alan Callaway may be coming out here to see you.
Yeah. He's double Callaway.
Double Callaway? That's one way of looking at it.
Matter of fact, I may change his name to Big Al.
Big Al.
There you go.
Big Al Callaway. Well, I tell you what, he's got it put together, that's for sure. Can't ask for nothing no better. Lane, what's this one right here?
This filly is by I Am Mighty Jose. Out of an Out on Pro mare, I do believe. Belongs to Mr. Shane Porterfield. He raised this filly. It's homegrown stock right here for him.
I tell you what, Shane home grows, let me put it like that, a lot of them.
Tell you what, he's got some pretty good stock. He's bought a lot of good horses and raised a lot of good ones.
I think what he's trying to do is fill his cupboard for his grandchildren.
He's got it working on it pretty good.
I know.
He's bought him some nice horses, that's for sure.
Has.
You see the videos he puts on there, Cousin Bob and Joe Pa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, he's got them, he's doing it himself, and they look good.
Well, I believe didn't he gild Joe Pa for his granddaughter?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I know he told me that he had to ask permission to show one of their horses because they'd showed it so much he asked him if he could. He went out and won him a blue ribbon. I feel he's got a lot of talent. From what I'm seeing here, he's going to have a good future.
This is the first two mighty Jose's I've had, and I tell you, they both real talented, easy to fool with.
You know, that means a lot. The horse being easy to work with.
Yes.
And quick to learn. Porterfield's going to have a good time with this one.
This belongs to his daughter.
All right.
That's a fact.
One thing I wanted to really point out was on this rule that was looked at by Trump. It was considered.
Yeah.
And then go back out for comments and all this and go through all that stuff all over again.
Bad idea.
I don't think we need that. I think we just need to let the courts decide it. We're going to take a short pause for our sponsors, and we will be right back.
Disasters can happen at any time, but one thing is for sure. Being prepared can make all the difference. Make a plan, outline contact information for you and your family members, and have evacuation routes if needed. Download emergency alerts to your phone and listen to directions and updates from local authorities. And have conversations with your people. Discuss the steps to prepare with family, friends, and neighbors. Visit tn.gov/TEMA for tips to prepare to protect yourself and others.
The Tennessee Walking Horse is rapidly becoming the horse of choice when selecting a great ride for the family. If you're looking for a smooth, easy ride on the trail that will take you through hills and streams or an obstacle course competition, the versatility of the Tennessee Walking Horse will stand out by showing its willingness to learn and its smooth, easy, steady gait through the course. If it's a competitive show horse you're looking for, the Tennessee Walking Horse is the perfect family horse by young and old. Whether it's flat shot or padded performance classes for an amateur adult or youth, a walking horse is the horse of choice. The Tennessee Walking Horse is perfect for every equestrian division. Also remember one simple truth.
If you ride one today, you'll own one tomorrow. That's a fact.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
More of What a Horse coming up.
All right, we're going to go to an interview with Mr. Lane Leverett. we just finished looking at some mighty fine coats here at Lane Leverage. And Lane, you got a lot of good ones, I think.
Thank you. Yes, sir. We've been real lucky this winter. We've had a lot of good coats.
Well, I've seen some awful good ones. I've seen a good Honors and seen a good jazz band, or Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo.
Now he's doing a lot of good ones.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he is. They're really good coats. They're easy. I like them Jimmy Choos.
How many right now do you have in training here?
I got probably 25.
25. And the majority of them 2-year-olds for this year?
Oh, everything here's 2-year-olds.
I thought you had a 3-year-old.
Well, he just come in. We didn't count him.
Yeah. I'm counting them all.
Everything but him.
I liked him.
Yeah, everything but him's 2-year-olds.
But he's the one that we didn't show, but that's because he came in this morning, but that's a good coach. But I seen that you got Eli back, and you got some good help out here.
Yes, sir. All my helps. Eli's back with us, and our help Mark there and Darius, they've been with me now. Going on about, Scrappy's been with me for other than just a small period of time. He's been with me about 6 years, and Darius been here 3. I've been real fortunate with my help. They're good guys, and they really look after us.
Well, you've got a good lineup of them, I can tell you that. I know that a lot of people looking forward to seeing. Every year we have to do this.
Yes, sir.
So this is the Lane Leverage section.
Yeah.
Spring coats are on the way.
Coat time.
It's coat time. But we have seen some good ones today. And I just appreciate you taking the time to let us come in.
Man, anytime. I enjoy you coming.
Ready.
Enjoy fellowship with you and hanging out. We have a good time doing this.
Well, that's all that matters, is we get to share that pot-bellied stove that you built out of a 50-gallon drum.
Yeah, you'll have to come over here next time we have a cook. We'll cook over here, and you can video it. You and CJ can eat with us. We'll video the cooking.
Well, we can do that too. We have a cook show.
I'm the master chef on that wood heater right there, CJ.
The Lane Leverage Cook Show. That's what we're looking forward to. Well, Lane, we're going to get out of here and let y'all get back to work, but I do appreciate you letting us come in, and I enjoyed watching these.
Yes,
coats.
sir. Yes, sir. Anytime. Enjoyed having you.
If you need us, call us.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. All right. Good interview with Lane there. I want to remind everybody about this order by the president. It is considered, and we do not want it going back out to where everybody has to start quoting on it again. We want it to be settled in the courts.
Yeah, the more time they have to,
that's just more time from the trashes.
Everything that needs to be said has been said. Let's let the courts sort this out, and I think we'll be pretty happy.
All right. Everybody look forward to going to the Phoenix. If you need your picture taken, call Bar Studios. Marty or Jennifer will take care of you. The Phoenix Horse Show coming up in March. That's 5 days this year.
Yes, sir. Full 5 days of fun.
So everybody get ready for it. If you want to be a sponsor, call Marty. Right?
Please.
Right
please,
there's
please.
his number, 615-586-3220.
Let's see how many of these veterans we can help.
That's it. That's what we need to do. Other than that, we will see everybody next week when maybe Mr. Jerry Williams will be back. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Yeah, I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Please start talking.